for segment 2. And of course, we're talking failed wrestling gimmicks and ideas. This could not have been better timed. I'm so glad we did this the week after what took place at the Elimination Chamber. We're teasing. We're teasing. We're going to get there. We're going to get there. But there is, I have it in front of me here, the Sportster did a top 20. Let me get the actual name for it here. Wrestling gimmicks / storylines that thankfully never happened. It was published a few years ago, 2018. It's an old article for sure, but it sparked ideas because some of these have been around for so long that it's hilarious to think about. And then also, some of these are great examples. And I want people to understand that I'm not bringing these topics up to make fun of anybody or not to make fun of the people who were involved both on the writing team and as performers, but just to put things in the perspective about how wrestling is like behind the scenes when it comes to the idea of gimmicks and stories. Because everybody in wrestling and everybody who follows wrestling has a self perception of genius. This is going to be a genius idea. No one's doing this. This is $1 million idea. This is going to be fucking phenomenal. Okay. And so I've had things pitched to me. I've pitched things to people. It's give or take, but these are really bad. Some of these are really, really bad. And to start off at number 25, this article came out swinging, okay? Because this one was by far one of the most talked about several years ago. Stephanie McMahon herself has had to address this shit publicly, so it's fucking true. But we're going to pull it up here. I have it here, okay? Vince McMahon takes it too far with Stephanie. And what that means is, folks, and this is a real fucking thing that happened. It was a storyline idea that was pitched that Steph, who had already appeared on TV a few times pregnant, because she was legitimately pregnant on a few occasions when she was on TV, that there was going to be a storyline where she was going to be pregnant and they don't know who the father was. And that it was going to be revealed that Vince was the father.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
The baby. And it was met with some resistance.
Some?
Well, let's think about it. This was pitched about 10 years. This was pitched about 10 years ago. Look how far we've come with Vince. So it's not that crazy an idea for him. But yes, it was met with some resistance and it was trashed. And just for extra creepy points, it was then revived as an idea and put back into the shuffle. But this time, because I think what Vince thought people were bothered by was that he was going to be considered the father of the baby, right? Impregnating his daughter. That's weird. Okay, you win this.
Really underselling this.
Yeah. I'm just thinking through the eyes of Vince, right? Okay.
Oh, don't do that.
Fair play. He goes, so he brought the idea back up again at another meeting, this time proposing Shane be the father. That's why I said he probably thought, you know what I think was freaking people out is that me as the dad. So it probably makes more sense to make Shane the brother. Yeah. The one who, because, there are certain states in this country where that would be seen kind of, all right, that's more realistic to me. It would be weird if it was the other way. But yes, that was the idea, is that Steph was going to be pregnant for whatever reason, was unbeknownst to her who the father was, and then DNA tests, which is weird too. How would a DNA test prove that the sibling or the father would be the... Don't they have similar, how does that work? How does that work? The inbreeding.
His blood would be, yeah. Let's not try to fucking decode that. That's weird.
So number 24 on the list, they wanted Ric Flair to have a Spartacus-like character where he would have armor and the whole deal. He'd come to the ring. They had an idea. I remember seeing art for a helmet that they had made for Ric Flair.
you imagine that Spartan? Woo!
Now, if for those of you who think I'm bullshitting, I'm gonna show you something right now because I forgot to pull this up. Farouk Assad. There it is. Okay. Who remembers this gimmick? Let me show you real quick. And share screen. Oh, I'm already sharing the screen. All right, I gotta stop it for a second. I have to add this right here. Farouk Assad, right here. You see the helmet and everything like that? They ended up putting the fucking gimmick on Farouk.
That kind of looks fire though.
That kind of looks fire.
Yeah. The fucking helmet. I don't know about the baby blue. The baby blue is a little much, but like
a little far, a little much.
It wasn't that wasn't terrible. That Photoshop looks terrible.
This Photoshop looks terrible. Yeah. But the helmet and everything, come on Ric Flair though, like him coming off the ball
and profile all the way through the battlefield,
Roman Catholic style. Woo! Oh man, right? They wanted Ryback to face Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania. Now,
why?
If I'm not mistaken, they wanted this match to take place at 29, which was the WrestleMania that I went to, because they wanted a powerhouse versus powerhouse matchup. Now, Ryback ended up facing Mark Henry at that WrestleMania, and Lesnar ended up fighting Triple H at that WrestleMania. And that's only because I would only assume that Brock Lesnar probably tired himself out from laughing so hard when they made this pitch. They said, and then you've got Ryback, and I could just see him. Oh, Vince, you ribber. You're a ribber. I love it. What a sense of humor.
Never change. Never change.
Yeah. Hey. You got something there, kid. You got something there. You are talented, boy. Oh my God. And then I want you to fight right back. You should have seen your face. You sold it.
The mimic.
The mimic is so fucking. I'll tear it up right now. Jesus Christ. So anyway, me and Triple H, right? We're gonna do this thing. We're like, it's gonna go. Fuck. There was no.
You know what? Don't worry about it. We'll take care of it.
Yeah.
Thanks, boss.
They looked at Mark. You think he can find whatever? I'll make it work. Go the other way. See, number 22, CM Punk is a deaf wrestler. They wanted CM Punk to portray a deaf person.
Now, hold on. To be fair, look at the picture they chose. He can kind of pull it off. I'm just saying.
Even his reaction in the photo was like he can't sense what's happening, but he can feel the pyro behind him. So he can
feel it.
Yeah. He says, someone's coming out because I'm seeing some light behind me. What's happening over here? Man. The deaf wrestler, which is great when they start doing promos about, how they feed off of the crowd. I'm like, oh, you're a fucking liar, bro. You can't. You can't hear nothing.
He can feel. Come on.
Feel vibrations. Roar of the crowd.
Absolutely.
How would the fan interaction be with that? So, because he can't hear you and he can probably feel you, would his pop, when he comes through the curtain or when he's in the ring, would his pop be like the whole building's quiet, but everyone's like stomping on the floor and like beating on their seat? So he knows how over he is. And he's just like, yeah, he's got this building shaking, baby. Oh my God, I love it. Can we would he have to change the names to his move sets? Like, would it have to be different? Like a GTS or an Anaconda Vice, or like, would we have to do more death-like material?
Like the hearing aid or something like that?
Yeah, something like
he hit him with Braille. No, that's blind.
That's the wrong disability. Dude. He can see just fine.
I'm sure it's on this list somewhere. Let me put that jump back in my pocket. Save it for later.
I'll pick that up off the ground. We'll hold on to that one.
This Hannibal Book of Braille is just looking at you like, dude, I can see. I can read, stupid.
Oh, the next blind person's gonna fucking get it. So that's it. They don't even know. They don't even know.
Oh my god.
Stacy Keibler has a baby, but who's the father? Now,
man, he wanted someone to be pregnant and not know who the baby daddy was.
Well, this is the funny part. This is not WWE. This is this was WCW.
So the higher ups wanted someone to be pregnant, and someone was trying to get the gimmick off.
Knocking some chicks up were kind of the vibe, I guess, in the wrestling scene.
Makes sense, though.
For a while, and they got the picture of David Flair here because I think she was dating him on camera as a kayfabe couple on the show, but they wanted to like throw a different thing to the audience where it's just like, hey, who is it, David? Who could it be? I love the fact that the big question at a wrestling show was who fucked Stacy. Let's figure this out. who had their turn and then got too happy about it. There we go. Number 20, Kalisto becomes the Miz's flamboyant hairdresser. Now, I don't know if it's on this list. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. But I do remember Finn Balor being pitched a gay gimmick. So I don't know if it came before or after this pitch, but it sounds like somebody in the WWE around this time wanted someone to be gay. It wasn't. I don't really care very much who it is, but somebody, goddammit, it's got to be gay. And it looks like they made the pitch to Kalisto.
You mean to tell me there wasn't a single gay person on that roster?
Oh, I'm sure that there was, but not one that would play it on TV. That's for sure. Plus, Kalisto was already over with the lucha. That's right, the lucha chants. Him and Sin Cara. Who's gonna take Sin Cara? Oh, I never told that story on here. Did I ever tell the Who story? I'll tell it after. Let's not slow the roll down here. One of my personal favorites, number 19, Goldust gets enhancements.
Okay, I feel like this happened.
No, it did
not like actual real ones. I hope that's not what he was pitching, but like.
Yes.
Didn't he dress like a woman all the time?
No, you're okay. So you're thinking of when he did the artist formerly known as Goldust, and he was coming out like in BDMS gear. I think he had tissues in a bra once. Like he had.
Yeah, it was like cross-dressing a little bit.
Right, cross-dressing. Yes. It was a lot of that. Him and Luna. No, the pitch here was to actually go to the doctor's office and get tits. They wanted him to go to the doctor's office and get tits. That's the whole pitch.
He wasn't actually.
It was pitched. It was pitched.
Was Vince going to pay for them?
Oh, come on. That'd be somebody has to foot the bill for that.
Yeah, Goldust. Hey, go get a new job. Come back.
He's like, are you almost? He's like, no.
He didn't have insurance at that time.
Anything. Yeah, word. I'm an independent contractor. Oh, yeah, no, it was definitely pitched. Definitely pitched, and he thankfully didn't want to be WWE champion that bad. This one's hilarious because I heard this is a Photoshop picture. I don't know who put that together, and I don't care, but it makes whoever wanted to make Kalisto a flamboyant hairdresser happy, I'm sure. But this was his actual pitch when he left NXT, that they were going to make him like a superhero kind of character. Very, very close to like they're putting Mighty Mouse, but if I remember correctly, the pitch was like a Mighty Mouse-esque like character, even down to the feats of strength. I don't know if you remember Mighty Mouse, but he was like a mouse that was like Superman. He was like super strong and could do all this cool stuff. So they were like, yeah, we're gonna make him Mighty Mouse. Now they ended up not making him Mighty Mouse, but they kept the color scheme, and he still had a cape. So he still
got him to commit a little bit.
They got him to do a little bit of it. Yeah. They got him. They can, yeah. Hold on, I need to share it. I'm sorry. I need to share it because I have it and I want everyone to see it. It got this close. This is how close it got. Right there. See that? He had the purple. He's got a cape over him. Obviously, he still looks in great shape because he's Neville, and Neville's always in great shape. But yeah, they really wanted him to be some sort of weird superhero-like character. And then we
have
had
a lot of those though.
He wanted as many as he can get. Only one that
this
worked
one
was
I
the
agree
Hurricane.
with. I agree with this one.
He wanted Kane to end the streak. And I know you're going to agree with this one.
And you do too. Yeah, you 100% agree with this.
My thing is this, though. This is my only issue with it, which is when. How deep into the streak word we have gotten for him to have beaten it? Because so if I'm doing my math correctly, they first time ever, WrestleMania 14, and by then it wasn't really a known streak. So if you were going to pull the trigger, maybe then, because I actually, now that I'm doing the calculations in my head, because the second time was at WrestleMania 20 and we were balls deep into that streak, so that wouldn't have worked. But the first time before the streak became a thing, and since that was Kane's first WrestleMania as a character, I don't know if you remember, it took like 3 tombstones to beat him, and they made him look super strong in that match. Him winning that match actually wouldn't have bothered me. I was actually kind of surprised Taker won that match around that time. Makes sense to do it, but yeah, if you're going to break the streak, that would have been it. I'm actually not that opposed to it now that I'm thinking about it. Because WrestleMania 14, the streak wasn't really popping like that. But you probably just want Kane to beat him, period. It wouldn't have mattered to you, right?
Well, he could have went all the way to where he dropped it, and then Kane could have came out of retirement for one match, broke it, and then fucked off.
Oh, wow.
Kind of like Brock.
Come out of retirement, beat it, and then disappear again.
And then disappear again. Yeah, it's fine.
Oh, you're missing the part where he does come back finally and then gets squashed by Goldberg in 90 seconds.
No.
Yeah. They wanted Scott Hall to be a G.I. Joe. Whoever pitched that, I'm hoping was fired. You don't respond to some shit like that.
Were there any G.I. Joes with such aggressive accents like that?
Well, the accent was fake, but
doesn't matter.
That's one of those things.
So I'm assuming this is before he became who he was.
Before Razor.
Yes, because if you're gonna go Razor into a G.I. Joe, that then makes my point.
That's stupid. Yeah.
Right.
No, because while he was Razor, he left the WCW.
Hey yo.
So the pitch, yeah. Hey, you want to come join the military, bro?
Exactly.
He said, you want to fly the bars and stripes with me, G.I. Joe?
G.I. Joe? Hell yeah. Hold on, we might have to revisit this.
Can you imagine him and hey, Cobra Commander, right? Whoever. That's one of those pitches in the meeting where you're writing something and you just look up. Whose man's is this? What the fuck did you just say? It's like, nah, he should totally be a G.I. Joe. All right, yeah, cool. And we'll make Diesel a Ninja Turtle. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Get this guy the fuck out of here. Imagine it was pitched by a janitor. Like they were all in the room just doing shit. Some guy just walked in and went, how about you make him a G.I. Joe?
How about you get back to work?
Yeah.
And stop talking.
How about you fix that commode on the 3rd floor?
Commode.
Melina revealed as a man. The irony of using this pick. The irony of using this pick as the Melina gets revealed to be a man storyline. That is insane. Her only claim to fame in WWE was her hotness. And now they're going to be like, well, You've been looking at a dude this whole time. Boom, you're gay, and now just found out.
That's how they get you, dude.
They said, you know what? It's not going to work if we make a gay gimmick, but if we can make the audience feel gay.
Ooh, imagine.
Meta.
See? They're like, what if, we always make our characters gay.
Yeah.
And the fans get to watch a gay character. But what if we involve the crowd and make them feel like the gay character?
See? You see
Big
this?
Brain. Big brain. Now that's marketing.
This is a box. And this is them thinking outside of that box. You see that? You see that?
Crowd participation.
There's only so many L's they're going to take. They were looking for a W here. That's all that is. So there we got Batista's background story is revealed. And if I remember correctly, he was supposed to be the child from an assault relationship, and segments had been prepared to go along with it. They wanted to basically make him a child born of rape. Like his mom was raped and then was forced to have him as a child, and now he's been living it in these terrible conditions.
That's why he's an animal,
and that's why I'm so ripped at 6'6" or 6'5" and fucking oiled up to perfection because I had a bad childhood. It's like I'm ripped and I should be the champion because my mom was sexually assaulted. Someone said maybe that might be a bit much on the backstory. Maybe we dial back. I got a better idea. Let's make him a suit-wearing, basket-holding Deacon's buddy on SmackDown. God damn it.
It's better.
I remember this. China, they almost made China the champion at SummerSlam 99. I don't know.
I remember that the feeling being close. Like, she could actually, the way they were pushing her, they really was. It's unironically, I saw a clip about Jericho talking about working with her, but
she was the shit.
Yeah, they were close to pulling the trigger to that. I distinctively remember that shit.
They were looking for shock value here. They were like, "Oh, we're gonna shock the world."
They're like, "Well, if I can't impregnate my daughter, then I guess China can be champion."
Someone said, "Vince, how about we do neither?"
How about we do
neither?
How about you let us do what we're paid to do? And
now
like,
the
come
China
up with ideas.
The China thing happened first. That was in '99. The Steph pitch came like a decade later, but you know what? The mindset is the same.
I'm mad. I'm mad it was in that order. That I try to shoot him some bail here.
I couldn't make China the champion, so I'm going to impregnate my daughter. How about that, Vince? No, let's just not. Let's just not. How about we not do that?
Any of those things. Those all sound terrible.
This one's not as bad. Alexa Bliss adopts a Southern accent. I mean,
I don't like that.
I don't like it much either, but it's not impregnating someone for a weird reason or being a child or a product of sexual assault. It's just, howdy, y'all. My name's Alexa Bliss.
That sounds fucking terrible.
No, now that I'm hearing it out loud, that would have been funny. Now, what we ended up doing was making her a psychotic that lights people on fire and
better
and speaks to dolls and
because you know what's more relatable? Not that Southern accent, but a small, tiny, white blonde woman who sets things on fire, and you don't know why it turns you on.
Yeah.
You know she's not good for you, but you try it anyway.
Yeah.
She's gonna set you on fire. It's okay.
I should be scared by this, but I've never been harder, so I don't know.
I've never been more bricked in my life.
I'm gonna pass out because all of the blood in my body is located right here, and I don't know why.
And you know what? I want to see where this takes us.
This one everyone knows by now. We've heard this one 1,000 times. Mark Jindrak replaces Batista in Evolution. The original idea was for Mark Jindrak, former WCW competitor, and I don't know if it was Triple H specifically or who it was. They liked Dave's look better. That picture right there, that is the original Evolution group before they added Batista. And I think we could all agree Batista was the better choice. Christian does his best impression of The Rock. They really didn't like Christian. During that time period in which they're pitching this, they did not like Christian. They didn't. There's so many gimmick changes for him and so many different directions they took him. And he tried to make every single one of them work. But this would have been crazy. Christian going out into the audience and pretending to be The Rock every goddamn week would have been hilarious for like a short period of time. And then it would have been go away heat with me. I'm like, nah.
Yeah, it doesn't sound good at all. None of that sounds good.
Dolph Ziggler blackmails Maria with private tape. I like that every storyline that Dolph Ziggler has basically almost always been involved with has something to do with him fucking somebody. Because I think that
bad problem to have, maybe.
This is a tale of many stories for Dolph Ziggler. This man might have single-handedly taken the number one spot on dude who has smashed the most women on the roster in WWE history. The man's stories are legendary. Legendary. This man has conquered and slayed in that division for many years. So much, in fact, that I feared for the lives of all of the women in TNA when he finally left his kingdom to pursue other lofty goals in a whole nother promotion. And this man stays getting his shit wet, bro. This guy never. I think a dry spell for him might be a few hours. I have no idea.
A few hours.
Yeah, he comes out of the shower and he's ready to go. There's always somebody there waiting to just. Someone. What was it they said? Gets more ass to the toilet seat. This guy. The goddamn private tape is bullshit. It is what it is. But that idea. This is wild. Linda McMahon steals tests from Stephanie is wild. This is pretty ballsy. Even for them. Look at that smile on Stephanie's face, by the way. Just happy to be there. Just happy to be on TV. There's 3 people in this photo, and one of them's a Hall of Famer, baby. Kevin Nash was supposed to be the anonymous Raw general manager. That would have been a womp. Not for Kevin. It would have been nice to see Kev on TV, but that whole anonymous Raw general manager thing. And I quote, oh my God, terrible time. I thought for a while that was going to be the worst time in wrestling, and then we ended up getting the Thunderdome, and I immediately changed my mind. Edge portraying Val Venus's gimmick. I don't know how many people know this, but yes, the original idea for Edge when he debuted was going to debut in the WWE was he was going to portray the porn star character. That was going to be his idea. Now, for people saying, well, I can't, that sounds weird. Why would they pitch that idea for Edge? Well, you have to keep in mind, before Edge got signed to the WWE, when he was on the Indies, he had a gimmick that was very similar to this. He was the hot guy that had all the girls' attention. His wrestling name was Sexton Hardcastle, baby.
Hey, fucking yo.
That was his name. Sexton Hardcastle. That was the name of his goddamn that was his ring name in Canada. So it wasn't that far of a stretch. Luckily, they went with a whole different idea. But who knows? The guy they ended up getting for the Val Venus character, not too shabby. He was pretty good. Sean Morley, not bad. I don't know anybody who remembers this. I tried sharing this to a few friends. They couldn't remember. I remember. Hayde Vanson conquers The Undertaker, that was the planned idea. So this guy was going to debut. They had high hopes for this guy. They were debuting him in vignettes, and they were going to do this deal where he was going to kind of stalk, kind of try to take out The Undertaker. It was going to lead to a match at WrestleMania. And then someone goes, he's only 5'9". Why is he feuding with The Undertaker? And they're like, oh, I don't know. So they killed the idea, ended up killing the whole gimmick altogether after a while because they couldn't figure out where to put him and how to use him. But this guy was like a hair away from going against The Undertaker at WrestleMania, and nobody to this day even knows who he is. And that was like overreaching on the pitch on that one. Whoever was in the writer's room pitching that was really big on this fucking guy. He's like, this guy's great. We almost got RVD as Glacier. True fucking story. We almost got
pretty cool.
Because if anybody remembers, Glacier was supposed to be like a ripoff of the Sub-Zero character, and they actually went out and got like he's a wrestler, but his predominant discipline was martial arts, karate, which is Rob Van Dam's little domain as well. So Rob had done some early work for WCW. They knew of him, and I totally believe he was in the running for that gimmick. Thankfully, he didn't get it. Thankfully, but that would have been dope. I think people sleep on Glacier as a character. That gimmick was awesome. Snow falling down and everything was pretty good. They wanted Lex Luger to win the title at WrestleMania 10. They should have done it then, because that was the death of Lex Luger in WWE. After that bullshit SummerSlam win they gave him, and then to not win the Royal Rumble outright, and then to go to WrestleMania with the other Royal Rumble. Still to this day, the only time there's ever been a tie for the Rumble is in that picture. And then he gets the first title match, doesn't win it. Brett wins it later, becomes the big hero. Lex was done. They killed that character right then and there. There was no doubt about it. He was fucking finished. So this one's not even funny. This one's kind of fucking sad. They should have did it. This is funny. Justin Bieber they were gonna have Justin Bieber wrestle John Cena on a pay-per-view in the ring, and they were gonna put Bieber over on John. So
John would have did the job too. That's what makes me sad.
John would have done the goddamn job.
He'd have
been sitting there like, baby.
Can you imagine if he came out to that shit? That'd have been terrible.
Why this didn't happen, I don't know. There was an opportunity on the table at one point for DX and the NWO to get their shit off and to have a match at some point.
The feud everybody wanted.
Yeah, but you know what? At the time, I know I would have been stoked for it, but in hindsight, looking back on the talent involved, that was never going to work. Who's doing the job, man? Who is doing the job? Nobody on
NWO for sure.
No, but I'm saying, like, as a booker, I'm sure you can come up with a reason for some side to win and some side to lose. I'm talking about the egos involved. None of those motherfuckers is laying down for the other guy. It would have been a logistical fucking nightmare to put that match together. Because which of the three is facing the two? Is it going to be the Outsiders against DX? Is it going to be Hogan and one of the other guys against DX? And then who's taking the pin? Because that's going to be the first thing. Oh, I'll wrestle him. Who am I beating? Because I'm not losing that match. There's no fucking way. The closest we got was the Sting Triple H match where they all did run-ins together.
Double count out.
Yeah, the only way that match would have ended was a nuclear explosion in the building. Everyone dies. That's how that match ends. There's no real winner at all whatsoever.
I bet they all would have rather died than take that pin.
Yeah, probably. They probably would have taken that. Absolutely. So those are some ideas there. Those are some failed gimmicks and storylines that took place over the course of WWE. There's probably a whole lot more that are on the cutting room floor, but I thought that was a pretty good list for 25. That's not a bad list. So